Hello and welcome back to the Pin Drop channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do the German twisted cast on. This is also called the Old Norwegian Cast On. This cast on is great for socks, mittens, anything that you need to be stretchy. But ever since I learned this cast on, I actually use it almost all the time just because I like the way it looks and I think it's fun to do. So we're going to start with a slip knot, and we need a long tail. You can do this cast on without a slip knot, but I do a slip knot. So then there's the question of how long should you make the tail. Just as a general rule, if you're making a sock, you need around 64, 70 stitches. And for me, on a sock weight with smaller needles, like 1 or 2, I tend to use about maybe a little over a yard. So how I measure that, you can't see me, but I'm taking the yarn all the way to my fingertips, outstretching my arm, and then coming over to my opposite shoulder. Then I just add a little bit from there and say that should be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a slip knot. If you don't know how to do a slip knot, I'll take you through that real quick. So there's lots of ways to do this too. I like to take 2 fingers of my left hand. This is the tail side over here. I'm going to throw the tail side over the back of my fingers, bring it forward, and then throw it over the back again, crossing it, making an X. Okay, then you're going to want to grab this thread, but you want to go under that thread to get it. So I'm going to pick up this thread, go underneath, and grab this thread. Hold on to it. I got it. Then slip out your left fingers. Still holding on to that. You're going to take a hold of both of these threads, pull straight down till that tightens into a knot, and you have a slip knot. So then you can pull the tail thread to make the slip knot smaller, and we want it just slightly bigger than the needle. So then just tighten it around the needle, not all the way, but just kind of snug. Alright, we are ready to do the cast on. So our tail is going to come to the front. This one's the tail. Our working yarn that comes from the ball is going to the back. We have the needle in our right hand. If you're left-handed, everything I say, just do the opposite. Okay, so now you're going to use the gun or slingshot the way you normally would with your traditional long tail cast on. So what I did there is I have tail to the front, working yarn to the back. Take your index finger and your thumb, squeeze them together, and then insert them in between the 2 threads. Then open them up. Then take your remaining 3 fingers and hold it. Hold the 2 threads against your palm with the thumb and the index finger like splayed out to hold that open like a slingshot. Okay, so got these 2 in between the 2 threads. It's fuzzy. Open it up and use the other 3 fingers to hold the 2 threads to your palm. Okay, we're ready to go. So now this is has about 4 steps to it. It seems like a lot, but it's actually, you get into a rhythm and it's kind of fun, and it ends up being easy. So step 1, we're going to take the tip of this needle and we're going to scoop it underneath both of the strands that are coming around the thumb. Okay, so scoop under. Okay, that was step 1. Now step 2, we're going to take the point of the needle and go down into this triangle and towards ourselves like that. Step 3, we're going to scoop the needle around the back of the index finger strand from right to left, around the back. Okay, and then step 4, if you look here, you can see there's an X happening. There's a big triangle over here, and then there's a teeny triangle right here. We want to take the needle right into that teeny triangle and towards ourselves. I found a way to do this that makes it a little easier. Instead of having to find the little triangle and dip into it, I just bend my thumb like that to open it up. So I just bend my thumb and go like that. And then it's done. So then you let go of the thumb, you tighten it, and we have a cast on. So that was our first cast on, that was our slip knot. So let's do it again. So scoop under the 2 thumb strands, bring the needle tip down through that triangle and towards ourselves. Go around the back, left to right on that index finger strand, and then we're going to go into the little triangle here. Or if you're like me, just bend the thumb to open the whole thing up. Bring it towards ourselves. It's all done. And tighten. Beautiful. So you can see how this really becomes rhythmic and fun. Under, oops, under both in the triangle, around the finger strand, and in again. Just like that. That's all there is to it. Makes a really pretty little line there at the bottom. I think it's pretty, it's stretchy, it's fun. So I hope this helped. I hope you'll try it.